Hey everyone, welcome to More to Explore. In today's video, we are going to be checking out the Margaritaville Beach Resort in Fort Myers Beach, Florida. There was a hurricane in Fort Myers Beach a few years ago, Hurricane Ian, and there was some damage to the area. This was right before the resort opened, I believe, so nothing too bad to the resort, but just a heads up for the area if you notice some things aren't up to date as much. Here is what the lobby looks like. Everything is on the second floor, so when you come in, you do have to go up a level to get here. I'm assuming because it's so close to the water, just for safety purposes for the hotel, but it's super beachy, very chill, very welcoming vibes. Here's the elevators that you come up in. There's lots of cute little photo ops. I believe when you check in, they usually give you a margarita. They did not give our group them, so I'm not sure why, because we saw them behind the counter, but I heard that other people got them. Here is the fitness center. It was huge, a lot bigger than I thought it would be. There's a bathroom, some mirrors. They also have fitness classes, which is really cool. They have headphones in case you forgot yours. Here is some information for the fitness classes, and they had a lot of equipment for a hotel gym. I thought it was empty when we were here, but there was a lot of equipment and it was very clean. Like I said, this is a newer resort, but everything was pristine. When you check in, you get this calendar of events. This is the music events, so if there's a DJ or live music, they almost always have live music going. They give you this little sheet too on the other side that tells you all the different restaurants and bars and little coffee shops and kind of what everything is and what the hours are for those places. Back in the lobby, this resort is located at 251 Crescent Street in Fort Myers Beach, Florida, 33931. Here is the famous flip-flop sculpture. I believe they have these at all the Margaritaville resorts. So it's really fun, and you have to make sure you get a picture if you come here. It's kind of in the middle of the lobby. Here is the gift shop. It's open 9 to 9. Definitely gift shop prices, obviously more expensive. Here's some medicines and little first aid things and some toiletries if you forget anything. And lots of fun clothes. They had a lot of Margaritaville stuff. Cute little shop. One thing to note is on Fort Myers Beach and at Margaritaville, there is not any sort of grocery store or convenience store nearby. Everything was not within walking distance. So you either need a car to take an Uber, or you can do some sort of delivery if you need something that you didn't bring. I know sometimes people don't pack, only pack carry-on, so they can't bring a huge sunblock. And it is pretty pricey in the gift shop. So if you need some more sunblock, there's a Walmart a couple miles away, Walgreens, CVS, and they can deliver it, but there's nowhere to walk that's close by. So just keep that in mind. You have to go over that bridge to get to the island to get to those types of stores. But lots of fun stuff here. Like you can see all the Margaritaville branded clothing if you want to get a nice souvenir to bring home. There weren't a lot of shops open in Fort Myers Beach quite yet, like I said, because of the hurricane. So just keep that in mind that there's only a couple shops if you wanted to do some shopping. All right when you go out of the lobby, there are 2 bathrooms. There's the entrance to the lobby. And then this is like the Terrace. There's a YouTube live stream of this, so it's pretty cool. You can check out how the weather is going and how busy it is. They always had something going on here. They had like cornhole. They had a little putt-putt they brought out, and different yard games that they would bring out throughout the day. Live music. People are always just sitting, relaxing. They have the fire pits going. There's a few ballrooms over here. I couldn't get into them, but I know that they're there. Lots of seating in this area too, which is nice because you can watch the sunset and see the water, which is great. The spa is right there. And here you can see where the pier is. It is not fully rebuilt yet. And then the beach. Here is the License to Chill bar. They have seating at the bar, and then there's also tables. They also serve breakfast, and there's a seating area over back there, kind of in the back of the screen, where they serve the breakfast. That little stage there is where they have a lot of the live music. And you can kind of hear it from anywhere. You don't have to be sitting in this general vicinity. So this is all outdoor seating. Another view of the beach. Lots of cute little walkways and plants. And if they don't have live music going, they also have speakers throughout. So there was always some sort of music going. And there's lots of fire pits around. Over down there's a little like food truck area, since there's not a lot of restaurants or shops yet. Right there's some cute seats. We actually saw a wedding here one night, which was really pretty. So they moved all the chairs out and set up some nicer chairs. So we saw the wedding, and that was really beautiful. There's a little photo op. There's this giant Adirondack chair that you can sit in. Everyone was taking photos there. And then there's a large fireplace here. So people were here throughout the night relaxing. Our room was one of the ones right here on the main area. It had its pros and cons. I really liked being able to just walk out of our balcony onto the terrace. But at night it did get a little loud. The music goes until I think like 10:30, 11 o'clock. So if you're an early bird and you go to bed early, it might be a little loud for you, but it wasn't too loud, and we actually kind of liked it. But just keep that in mind if you don't like loud noises, to maybe ask for a room away from the terrace. It does get really hot, so there were some shaded spots. That was really nice, and fans around. So there's kind of rooms all surrounding this terrace area. And then down here, I don't know what was going on. It definitely looks like they're doing something, but I'm not sure what. But there was a lot of empty sand area. So I'm looking forward to hear what they're gonna do with that space. I loved all the colors of the hotel. It just stood out from the beach, and it was so pretty to see. It just gave you tropical beach vibes with all these fun colors. There's a stairwell right there to get down if you want to go down to the street or the beach. If you come up here, there's the coffee shop. They're open all day. They don't just serve coffee and breakfast, but they did have coffee, bagels, pastries, and then they also have pizza, snacks, and some other fun things like you can see here. They've got ice cream, breakfast sandwiches, all sorts of fun stuff. Here's the ice cream selection. Got some more snacks here. More ice cream, and then cold drinks as well. So if you just want to grab something, because like I said, there's really not a lot of options nearby where you can just grab something quick to go. The resort is built over the road, which is so unique, I think. So where we were looking, that terrace is on the other side of the road than the beach. And then if you walk over this bridge, so you never have to leave the resort to get to both sides, this is where the pool is, and the pool is on the beach side of the road. The cars were not loud, so that didn't affect our sleep or anything like that. You could not hear them. So there's signs everywhere that tell you where to go. And here is our first view of the pool. They also have a live stream of the pool. So they have one of that terrace and the pool. So you can always see what's going on at Margaritaville if you want from home or while you're working. Here is some more bathrooms, and then here's the nicer restaurant. Another view of the pool. This was later in the day, so it wasn't as crowded. You go down here. You can get into the pool if you are not staying at the hotel, but you do have to pay a fee. And I believe it's cheaper after like 4 p.m., but you have to pay full price at the beginning. Here's where you enter the pool. They were very strict about no cups or coolers. Someone in our group brought in an empty cup, or brought in their insulated cup, and it just had water in it, so she dumped it out, and they made her go back to the room and put the cup away. Even though it was empty, they would not let her bring it into the pool. So please be aware of that so you don't have to go back to your room. To the right, there's a little stage. They had a DJ there most of the day, and the DJs that we had were absolutely wonderful. There's the bathroom. The DJs had different games they would play, and you could win like prizes, and I think the prizes were free drinks. Here's one bar, and then there's another bar across the way that you'll see in a minute. We had no issues getting chairs in the morning. I would say we got to the pool maybe half an hour after it opened, and we were able to get chairs under an umbrella, 3 of them together, no issue. But we did notice as the day went on, there were not really any chairs left. We didn't really notice people reserving the chairs either, so that was really nice that we didn't feel like we had to get down there super early to get a chair. The pool had a little zero depth area, which was right behind me, and then there's some cabanas that you can rent out. They also have all these little shelves that you can sit on or tan on or whatever, and those are all throughout the whole pool, which was so nice. This is a kid-friendly resort, so the kids liked that little shallow shelf too. I don't know if I would recommend you bring your kids here. I don't think there was a lot of activities for children, or this definitely isn't geared towards children, but they are allowed to come. It's not an adults-only resort. From the pool area, you can get to the beach. They have this little fenced-in beach area that is just for Margaritaville, but you can exit here as well to get to the beach. Like I said, I don't recommend bringing kids, but there actually were a ton of kids here when we went. And they did have some fun events for children, but I think there are probably other hotels in the area that are more geared towards children that children would have more fun at. Like I said, you're not allowed to bring in any sort of cups or drinks, but they do have these water jugs throughout with cups, and they were always full. Here is the main bar, 5 o'clock somewhere bar, and all the clocks were set to 5 o'clock, of course. Here is where you can get your frozen drinks. You can also order food. They had servers coming around to take drink and food orders at your chair if you wanted, or you could go up to the bar. But it was nice to just sit in your chair and someone would come. They would bring the food to you, bring your drinks to you, and you could just charge it to your room, which was so convenient. There were some little picnic tables over there if you wanted to eat your food at a table. Here is where you would leave, one of the areas that you could leave. You can only go in through the main entrance though. So you can leave, there's several different exits, but you can only go in through the main entrance. They have these little foot washing stations if you want to clean your feet after you've gone to the beach. So here we are leaving the pool and walking to the ocean. I sped it up a little bit so you could see how quickly it takes, or how far away the beach is, the water is from the pool. The sand was super soft and clean. They have different, Margaritaville also has chairs and umbrellas that they set up. And throughout the beach, there's different places you can rent to pay for chairs and umbrellas. They also have like jet skis that you can rent. So if you walk up and down the beach, there's different things you can rent and do. I think it was low tide because the water was really far back. But there were a lot of shells. If you're into shelling, there were plenty to find here. And I know this is close by to Sanibel. Like you can see here, there's so many shells, but not so many to the point that it hurts your feet when you walk. We found that the beach was very clean. There wasn't like seaweed or anything like that. Here's the resort from the water. And then when you get back in, like I said, they have these foot washing stations, which were really nice because it feels yucky to have all that sand all over you. Here is the La Di Da Beach Bar. This is on like the ground level. This one is open to the public. Anyone can go in here. They also had a little gift shop in here. This is all like open air. They have the little windows that go down. They had a few signs throughout that says light visible from the beach at night can harm the turtles. So I thought that was nice that they are bringing awareness to that, because as someone who doesn't live near a beach, I would have no idea. So it's good to bring awareness so people know. I do have a room tour on my YouTube channel if you want to check it out. We just got the most basic room, but it was so nice. So if you want to see that, please go to my channel and check it out. We did eat at the License to Chill bar. They take your order at the bar. They don't have people come around, so you go up to the bar and pay and take your order and everything, and then they bring the food out to you. They had this little thing with different events and specials and things like that, so you could check that out. I highly recommend signing up for the Margaritaville Rewards program. It's free to sign up and you get different perks. For example, we got a $25 credit for our room to spend anywhere on the property. So we were able to get a free drink or two, which was really nice. And then we also got, usually you get like 2 perks. The other perk we got was a snack box in our room when we checked in. So I would sign up. Like I said, it's free. So I think you're missing out if you don't sign up for that, especially if you want some free stuff. Here's the menu. Like you can see, the prices are a little bit high, but I think that's expected for any sort of resort like this. We had such a good time at Margaritaville. I am looking to go to another one for sure. I highly recommend it. And I know this one is so new. So everything was just pristine and clean and fresh. We really enjoyed our stay here. The food was excellent. The vibes were excellent. Here I got like a barbecue chicken sandwich with coleslaw on it. Really, really good. All right, here's the spa, and then there's also a way down and out. So you can kind of see the sunset over that area that I said had those like food trucks and whatnot. They have these cute little signs throughout the hallway. The sunsets are beautiful. You can see them from that deck, or you can go down quickly and check it out. This was on, I think, the Saturday afternoon, and it was busy, and it got busier than this, but the pool was pretty crowded. There were lots of bachelorette parties, 30th birthday parties, 60th birthday parties. There was such a wide array of ages and people here. It was so unique to see. Like I said, we had such a great time, and I would love to come back. They had valet at the entrance. If you can, I would definitely check it out. Thank you so much for watching.